Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is for you. I hope that you're having a good one. Thank you for joining the Dee Dee Walker Live show. Today we're going to talk about why caring for yourself is a full-time job. So we're going to talk about all of that. And of course, I got to give some shout outs to some shows that I've been watching that I think that are good for you. And then of course, I want to let you guys know about this weekend and what I did this weekend. I already told you guys, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more. All right, this is your girl Dee Dee Walker Live. And I want you guys to check out my intro. Let me know what you think about it. And if you would like your music to play to one of my intros, just hit the show more. And that's my email, the Dee Dee Walker Live Show at gmail.com. Actually, it's the DDWLive show at gmail.com. Let me repeat that one more time for you guys. The DDWLive show at gmail.com. Yes, honey. What's up? Yes. So did you go ahead and get yourself something to drink? Put a little something, something in it. And let's get into these conversations. Shout out to Sean Felder with Excess Energy Drink. Show more flow. And you go ahead and purchase your energy drink from him. He is a reseller of Excess Energy Drink. Yes, baby. Yes. So I wanted to talk to you guys about why it is a full-time job to care about yourself, because it is a full-time job. You always got to think about it, because if you don't, you can fall behind the line, the shadows, whatever you want to call it. It can happen. And how do I know? Because it happened to me. Sometimes when you care about what other people think about you, and I've talked about this several times on the show and everything, but when you care about every word that somebody says about you, you stop caring about what you say about yourself. And what you say about yourself is more important than anybody who has an opinion about you. And I believe it's true. And there's been studies to show that it's true. And I think that's why they came up with self-esteem in the first place. Because if you look up self-esteem, is basically, talking about similar to what I'm saying right now. If you don't have self-esteem, then how are you able to move forward and do the things that you need to do? You have to believe in yourself. And the reason why I decided to talk about this, because um, this weekend, was a beautiful weekend, by the way. No complaints whatsoever. I went to my first sneaker ball, and with my mama. She was there, and you see that's the big white couch. So if you follow a lot of folks that went to the sneaker ball this weekend, you will see them with pictures with that white couch. So I enjoyed myself. So this weekend was actually a really good weekend. But it was also a weekend of testimony, too. I'm going to tell you that. It is definitely a weekend of testimony. And as good as you may feel about yourself, there's always somebody in the corner who has something negative to say about you. Like, oh, you're like, oh, I look good with my outfit. And the first thing they got to say, but you're gaining weight. I look good in my outfit, but your feet are big. Your head is big. Your hair ain't done right. Why, so other people can point out what they think is the worst part of you, but you are the only one that can point out what the best part of you are. When somebody's putting you down, think about all the things that are good about yourself. I'm a kind person. I care about others. you know I'm always doing this for others. I care about myself. I actually think I'm beautiful inside and out. There's nothing wrong with saying you're beautiful inside and out, because you are your worst enemy. Because if you can't say that you're beautiful, others won't see the light that's shining inside of you. So I thought I'd come on here and talk about this. And whoever, I don't know, you know, I'm not sure. It might be for you, it might be for nobody, it might just be for me. I don't know. I just thought I'd share a little bit with you guys. Speaking about this weekend, oh my God, I want you guys to hit show more and check out this brief interview that I did with this vendor right here. He is an amazing person. He literally buys merchandise out of his own pocket. He sells the merchandise and he gives back to those in need. So check out the interview. He's going to tell you exactly what he does, and look him up and purchase some merchandise from him because he's out there doing some wonderful things. And you know I got to shout out when I watch this. So Netflix. For some reason, Netflix, Tubi TV, and Hulu seems to be my joint. So Netflix, and no, I'm not getting paid from Netflix to say this. It just happens to be my choice of streaming at this point. I'm sorry, my throat is all. You could tell I just woke up. Still drinking my coffee. You drinking your coffee? You put a little something in it? Okay. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. I grew up on Mr. Rogers, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I just thought Mr. Rogers was this extremely nice dude that was in fantasy land 90% of his life. And that's all, when you think of nice, sweet, humble, cool, giving, you think of who? Mr. Rogers, right? So I was watching A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood on Netflix. And I don't know if you heard the rumors that people were saying about Mr. Rogers. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier. Sometimes people will go out their way to say something negative about you. But if you don't believe in yourself, then how can you prove to other people that those things are not true? Because you're giving into what they're saying. So Mr. Rogers, I think, is a prime example of that. They said dude had tattoos from his head to his toe because he had, and that's why he always wore the cardigan or the sweater. You never saw his arm. And it was like, and he was like and they said he was the most mean and hateful person in real life. So they did this documentary, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, and they talked about how much he was a good person, how much he truly cared about other people. Now, I'm not here to say Mr. Rogers was the best thing and he never had a mean bone in his body because I don't know Mr. Rogers other than the fact that I watch Mr. Rogers on TV. But if you watch the Netflix A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, okay, the things that these folks are saying about Mr. Rogers kind of shows that this guy felt good about himself. And because that, he was able to project the way he felt about other people. And then he was always preaching that, you're important, you're special, you're different, you're one of a kind. And it was like he spoke to so many people, so many folks in so many generations. To this day, he's speaking to a lot of folks. And it's to kind of put on, I guess, the cherry on the top, how important you really are. So anyway, check out A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. They're talking about, oh, dude, Mr. Rogers. All right, guys, I'm gonna come off of here. I thought that I would give you a little bit of conversation for a couple of minutes, and so I hope that it turns your day into a beautiful day. And if you was having a miserable day up until this moment, I hope that your day, um, you know, gets better. Oh, and one more thing before I go, and it's the most important thing. I just want to tell you guys, I love you.